I just did all the jazz.
Okay. I gotta be real careful.
Yeah, I'm glad I recovered because I would have to phone that one in.
Handle the jugs
Handle the
sensitively.
jugs. Proceed with caution is actually what I said. You can proceed, but please be careful. Hello and welcome to Season 3, Episode 37 of Little Did I Know podcast. I am your host, Stephanie Parks.
And I am your host, Shauna Zolman Mahaley. Little Did I Know is a place where two friends share our journeys through life, the good and the bad, while never losing our laughter. In all 3 seasons, we haven't yet.
3 seasons strong, B. Here we go.
And I like that we get to make up when our seasons are.
Heck
So we
yeah.
could say however many seasons we want because it's dictated by us.
You know, the Roman calendar is not the boss of the podcast. It's not.
No, it's not. Get behind me,
So
Romans.
if you're wondering, you're like, wow, these genius comedians are on season 3. Where should I find the other ones? Look us up wherever you stream your podcast, Spotify, wherever you go, you will find us. And I will tell you in advance, you are welcome.
Oh, yes.
Okay, B. So we would not start off a season without a couple fun facts, right?
It's so true. And knowing that we've had a massive pause in between season 2 and season 3 for great reasons, this has allowed you, has enabled you prime time to really find some good ones. So I'm really excited to hear what you have up your sleeve today.
Because, you know, even though we were not recording, I felt like my job never stopped. And I was still, you know, the pursuer of the fun fact. And a couple people sent me some. So this was actually sent to me.
Okay, it's a group effort.
One. Yeah. Because, you know, we're getting an audience. We're getting some fans. What can I say?
Hey.
Okay. So now, if anybody were to say, Stephanie, what do you bring specifically to this group? I would have to say I have a little flair for fashion, right? Like
yes,
I just kind of like it. Not that you don't, but I'm just saying if I'm gonna like,
that's your lane. I'm giving it to you. Like I don't even need a caveat there. Go for it.
Okay. So, and I love the new things. I love implementing them into, you know, the basics of what you have in your closet. However, I'm going to tell you, the internet is going wild. Okay. Now this is in the UK, so the United Kingdom, but the internet is going wild over inflatable latex trousers. The picture, when I saw it, I thought that they were dressing up as vegetables. Like this one looks like a green onion. It's so dumb.
Wait, I don't even have a picture in front of me to reference this.
I'm sending it to you right now. We will post it when we post our podcast.
Inflatable trousers?
Wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it.
Oh my gosh. They look like they're wearing.
Look like a green onion.
It looks like they're wearing gourds.
I know, it's so dumb. But it says the internet is going wild over. Here's 2 things that I'm not going to incorporate into my wardrobe.
Not taking off.
Inflatable and latex. No.
It says, and the script up top says, well, these have a divided opinion. Oh my gosh.
So look for them in the fall 2020. They're coming for you.
It's like lower body condoms for your legs that are blown up in the middle.
So we're going to see a decrease in births for a while.
Oh my gosh. That one. Oh, well done. That's ridiculous.
Okay. So now I'm going to get back into something that you and I both can really agree on, okay?
Well, we agreed on that one. But keep going.
So, you know that I always try to find a fun food fact. Now, I'm going to tell you this. The other day, I was driving through Kansas City, mind you, and you want to know what I saw empty and vacant?
Oh, what?
A Burger King.
I know why.
Yeah, I know. I know. So I'm trying to help with that. This is not Burger King related. However, I want you to know, I kind of told you that. Now, I love me a good donut, as do you, right? Okay, so our friends at Dunkin' Donut, which they've done a rebranding,
We're so
that,
close.
right?
I didn't actually. No.
So it's actually only called Dunkin'. DNKN, if you will, as well.
Oh,
so
okay.
They've kind of scrapped this because here's why. Here's one of their new menu items. It is a sleeve of bacon. That's all. At the Dunkin', used to be donut. You can now just order, and it looks like what would come in the McDonald's small fries a long time ago. Those paper things.
Yeah.
It's just a sleeve of bacon.
I would order that.
I know you would.
I would order, give me a sleeve of bacon for breakfast on the go.
And it looks like it might even be a little bit peppered. I don't know.
Oh, that's the best. That's
I haven't tried it personally, but yeah, so there you go. There's a whole lot more available at the Dunkin' now.
They're trying to move away from just specifying on focusing donuts.
That's right. That's right. And because you know what, in this day and age, you cannot be so pigeonholed into something.
Well, Burger King has showed us that is a very true fact. Because they are pigeonholed into any one. No.
You are not. Nobody is the boss of Burger King. Nobody. They get to make up their own rules.
Oops.
Every time.
Hey, and you want to know, I went here when you actually said that it's vacant. There's pretty much everything in Seattle right now is vacant.
Oh.
Restaurants, bowling alleys, work, sporting events, schools, everything's vacant. So,
do you want to start there?
No. I mean, we can't. I can't. No. I think let's just keep on flowing. We're flowing. I'll drop it when it's hot.
I've got some thoughts on that too. Yeah. Okay, so, I really think the most important newsworthy event that has happened is I have a birthday twin.
Kind of took a right turn there. Yes, you do. So this is okay. I got you. So this is where we're going to start with. Yes, the reason why we have taken a break, and many of you know, after season 2 is where there used to be one of me. Now there's 2, and I gave birth to a beautiful, beautiful baby boy. His name is Zolman Fa'atuatua Mihaly. That is correct. I said Fa'a Tuatua, which is a Samoan word meaning faith, and it also, because it has 2 tuas in it, it is kind of like junior senior, because my husband's Samoan and Hanai family, they gave him the name Tua, which means integrity, strong backbone, that type of thing. So there's a lot of meaning behind his name. It's very much a mouthful. Zolman Fa'atuatua Mihaly. He is my pride and joy, and is the reason why I now have Baby Magic lotion right next to me as I record this podcast, along with butt rub, diaper rash, along with nipple guard, shield containers, along with a PPTP.
Hold on. What? That's a nipple guard?
Actually, no. It's a container that you actually pee in, but I use it to hold my nipple shield.
I was going to say, that's like using a tampon and not like taking out the alligator. Like, that looked terrible.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, that's part of your problem.
And my breast pump stuff. So we currently are in a different stage and phase of life. But I just love that little bundle of joy so much. So mom and dad are good, learning how to do this whole shindig. Sleep isn't that bad, but it's not that great either. So
yeah.
But yeah, so we are good. We're healthy, and that's right. You have a birthday twin. He was supposed to be born February 7th, But he had different things in mind. So he wanted to be
Yep.
breached and go butt first. So then it was supposed to be January 31st via
Okay.
C-section. And then on
Yep.
January 27th, he burst through my water, came flowing like a waterfall, and said, I'm coming.
Where were you when your water broke?
Okay, this is quite a story. So Antoine just got done working a 21-hour shift. He's
Oh my
tired.
gosh.
We lay down,
Hmm.
going to bed about 10:30. About 11 p.m., so we got a good 30 minutes in. I like shoot up like a rocket. I'm like, Antoine, I think my water just broke. So I'm laying down in bed and it's just coming out. So when I have been told via nurses and the like, everybody's told me, it's not like the
Hmm.
movies. It's just a trickle. You know, you're gonna just feel like you just can't hold your pee. Like you're peeing, you can't hold
Hmm.
it. So
Right.
this is what I'm expecting. I'm not
Sure.
expecting the gush like the movies.
Right. Hmm.
So guess who got the gush? So I'm
Hmm.
flipping out. I
Hmm.
literally do my fat girl sideward somersault out of the bed, and I'm standing there over the bed, spread eagle, looking down to see what color this fluid is out of me because I'm like, oh no, am I bleeding like crazy? No, it's
Right.
not. And then I see, okay, this definitely is my water. So I do the shuffle into the bathroom to sit on the toilet because I'm like, what else do I do with this water that I
I
can't stop?
know.
And meanwhile, I'm starting the shakes because all the hormones are racing out, right? So then
Okay.
I'm like, Antoine, my water broke. So I'm sitting on the toilet trying to figure out what to do. We call, since I was already scheduled for a C-section, they're like, you need to come on in. And let me tell you, when you are gushing water out of your hoo-ha, and
Hmm.
it doesn't
Hmm.
stop because you have to
I
get in the
know.
car, nor
I
does it
know.
stop because you have to walk into triage.
Now, were you having contractions
No,
also?
I still have
Oh,
yet to feel what a contraction feels like.
well, God loves you so
I know. Listen,
much.
I'm not even mad about that. I am not. I
You're going to
get
be one
in.
of the few people on this side that you're going to be like, Eve, okay, I don't know why everyone's mad at you.
Well, listen. Uh, I get in there at 11:30. By 2, they wanted to schedule the C-section, so it's like boom, boom,
Yeah,
boom,
yeah,
and um, there's pros and cons to the C-section.
for sure.
Prior to labor, it's all pros. Now,
Okay,
after labor, now that's
yeah.
where we might even the score a little bit because it's, when you kind of get sawed in half to get something ripped out of you,
Yeah,
it
yeah.
does a
And he
number.
and our sweet little baby Z wasn't a tiny baby.
Oh, no, I mean, he was 7'13",
Okay, yeah,
7'13", 20 inches long,
okay,
full head of
yeah.
hair,
Oh my God.
and a cry that will send thrills and shrills through your
Hmm.
spine.
Hmm.
Um,
Hmm.
but yeah, I couldn't believe it when January 27th popped up, and I'm like, B. So I got some news for you. You now share a birthday with my son. I will never forget
I
your
was
birthday.
like, how good is God?
Yep, I know
Like,
it.
come on, how
I
fantastic is
know it.
that?
I
I
know it.
know. Yep.
So,
Okay.
um, yeah, that was January 27th. Fast forward
Hmm.
to March 10th,
Uh,
and here we are,
what are we? Eight,
season 3.
10. Okay.
Yeah.
I know. And the little babe is sleeping. We had this scheduled. He has just followed the schedule. He's done really good.
Yeah, yep. As long as I have help, he's going to be quiet. Now, there may be
Okay.
some episodes that you hear a shrill in the background, and you'll know. But hey, we're all just learning as we go. So welcome, joining the ride with me on what it means to be
We are
a
one
mom.
big podcast family
That's right.
now. Well, B, congratulations. He
Thank you,
is
dear.
delightful and just, oh my gosh, it's just
He's a
fun
cute one.
watching you fall into this motherhood just head over heels.
Yep. Thank you, dear. It is
It's the
fun.
best.
It really is.
It,
It really, really is.
for sure. Yeah. We'll have different conversations when they're teenagers or 23 and 26 when they're not nice. It's fine. But right now, and God bless, please don't let them be like
I
that.
know.
Okay.
Yeah, let's just send prayer beams.
Yeah. Put that out into the universe. Yeah, Lord. Come
So
on.
that's the best news that's up and
Yeah.
running. But where are we going to take this new season 3? In general, kind of like totality, but then also this specific episode of episode 37 in season
Yeah.
3.
Well, I am so glad that you asked because so for season 3, we are going to center it around good fortune.
Bring it.
Really, we're starting it with
I could
the
win the
best
lottery.
is this
Yes.
first. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be mad.
Definitely wouldn't be mad about that.
So this season, we're going to just talk about just the good fortune that we just can get in our expression, our creativity, um, all kinds of things around that. So, way to start us off. This is amazing. Season 3, good fortune.
Good fortune.
Which is actually the meaning of the number 3.
We have method to our madness. Thank you to you.
We do. Yeah. Well, sometimes it works. So, okay. So you already alluded to it's March 10th when we're recording this.
Yes.
So for the most part, fingers crossed, we have survived winter. We just did daylight saving time.
Yes.
We have sprung ahead. Like we really like nights are, sunlight's hanging out a little bit more. Although it's super dark in the morning. We saw the full moon this morning because it was still dark, but it's all working towards spring, right?
Yes.
It's almost here. So I think today let's do a little bit of spring cleaning, shall we?
Yes, we shall. And okay, I'm also just wanting that spring to hurry up and come a little bit more here.
Right.
Because
I know. Yeah.
Still gray.
Yeah.
Still cold. Yep. That's him.
There he is. That's hey, him. Baby. So what are we going to spring clean physically? What are we going to spring clean mentally? And what are we going to spring clean emotionally? Okay. How's that sound?
Oh, I love it. I think it sounds amazing.
Okay. So do you want to go spring clean physical?
I will, because that's kind of where my lane is,
Yeah.
The whole getting your body back after C-section is where my focus is. Sure. And I also know you got to be patient because it takes a while, which is true. Right. But it's quite amazing to me how much, like when you don't have core left at all, it's pretty amazing how I feel. Different, just wobbly. But
right. Yeah.
So it's physically spring cleaning for me is literally starting at ground zero. And starting over, really. And it's kind of like a perfect little thing. So I just kind of have some little goals here and there that I'm setting of, one, how to get to the gym and what time with the kid.
Schedule, for sure.
And then it's, what exercises can I do at this point? Starting that fundamental. But then also just realizing, man, like, I'm not the only person that's ever gone through this. And having the attitude behind it of just so thankful that I have a son that is healthy, that is able to go through this experience and not be pissy about it all the time. Like, oh, I can't fit in these clothes yet, or I'm in between, or like whatever it is, or I don't like the look of my body right now, or whatever. But just being thankful that, that I've been through labor and I've been through being pregnant, and now I have a beautiful baby boy. And we're just it's a perspective thing. So mine's more physically getting my body back, but being okay with where I'm currently at too. Kind of a combo of those two things.
That's so good. And I would say that anybody is still we find our place and we find ourselves in those places too, of like super grateful, still have a goal, we're still always in that. And so it'll be great. And I remember watching you one time. You had done a run and then you lay down in the grass and I was like, is she okay? And you started doing these like bicycle crunches on the ground, and I was like, wow. So our fitness levels are a little different.
Well, maybe, but still, it's
You're right.
It's
You're
there.
right. So my physical is, I don't know if you remember, I've talked about it before, but I started a trampoline workout.
No, I don't forget about this.
And let me tell you, I even told you about I fell off at one time because I was
Yeah.
my balance was not right. And I found a workout that they wanted to do weights, and I was like, jokers. No, like that seems dangerous. Well, yours truly does a workout with weights on the trampoline now, and I do not fall off.
My girl, good job.
I know. Now I still pee a little because we talked about earlier, those kind of
Oh,
things. But
gotta work those kegels, girl. Yeah.
but but I am in a place where, so I turned 46 on, his birth. I was 46.
On Zolman's birthday.
Um,
Yep.
but I'm in this place of like just being gentler and kinder with myself, to be like, I was listening to this podcast the other day, and it was talking about like, be thankful, like your body has, you walked, you have, done all of these things, like your body has not betrayed you.
Yeah.
And so I'm just kind of doing a place where I'm just honoring my body, and just being thankful for that, like you had said.
Yeah.
But also like really finding things that I really do enjoy this trampoline workout. So now listen, let me tell you this. So I also started a new job. Okay. We're going to talk about that in a minute. But I had to be at appointments today. Okay. I worked so hard in this workout. I could not stop sweating. I sweat out of the shower. I had to turn my blow dryer on cool to give myself a cool off. I am like, please, please, please stop. And I know like that means like your body's still burning. Okay, whatever. But I was like, no,
You're
listen,
just healthy.
I
You are
have to
just
put on
healthy.
my makeup. I cannot sweat this off, people. Yeah. So
Well, oh no, keep going.
No, I drove with my air conditioning on.
Oh my gosh. It's March.
On March 10th. I am like, blown at me because
Oh my gosh.
I cannot keep sweating like this. So
Well,
that
listen,
was my only
if people are interested as to what in the world a trampoline workout with weights looks like, please help them.
Nope. I will not record it.
However, oh no, you just send them what you do. I was not expecting you to send self videos or helmet cams as you do this. But I was thinking though, and also for me, for those of you who are, you just popped out a baby, or you just got sliced open for one, then let me help you.
Or you're just 46 and you just are bored. Like so I listened like in September to a podcast with Busy Phillips. Mm-hmm. She does this trampoline workout, and I was like, actually, that sounds like something I might want to do. So I found her, whatever, and I looked, and so that's what I kind of follow. But I have this new girl. Her name is San Fran Fitness.
Ooh, fun.
She is a Brit who now lives somewhere in Mexico. I don't know why they moved, but they sure did.
Wait, her name sounds like San Francisco, but she's from Britain and she lives in Mexico.
She's confused. I don't understand. I've never deep dived into her, but I have found I really like her fitness routine. So that's what I do. San Fran Fitness on YouTube.
Okay. And it's also you're proving that it can be done.
Yeah.
With trampoline and jumping and keeping the knockers under control.
I have a really great sports bra, but also that is exactly why I will never video it, because I'm like, holy bananas. Wow. Yeah. And to be real transparent, that's not the only thing that jiggles. I don't appreciate that. Okay. But
my entire body would jiggle right now. It's okay.
For sure. Yeah. I'm like, whatever. But I even took it. That's what's so great about it is I took this is the truth. I went to California a couple weeks ago. I packed weights in my suitcase, my 4-pounders. Yeah. So I had to even limit a pair of shoes or two because I was serious. And I did my weights and my strength in my room.
Hotels have Workout rooms.
Okay, so my entire division, pro division, was staying at that hotel.
Oh, you
And
didn't
I
want to do
was
it.
like, one, as the new girl, not
Mm.
happening. Um, and also like I don't want to see you. I don't want to like I need to be
You didn't want to
like if
be
I could
the,
have closed
hey,
the gym for myself.
did you see
Yeah.
the new girl doing the trampoline workout with the weights?
I think she peed her pants a little.
I
I don't
think
know.
she
It's
did.
kind of weird. I don't know. And she's sweaty. Wow. So no, I just did it in my room.
Who overdresses at cocktail hours?
Yeah.
The new girl.
Boy,
Anyway,
was that I took some wrong advice there, didn't I? Yeah.
I still think it
Yeah,
was a
I
good
did.
advice. Good advice. Let's move on.
Yep. Yep.
Emotional.
Okay.
Where are you spring cleaning
Emotional.
emotionally?
Oh man. Um, so kind of like how I alluded to just this being kind to myself.
Hmm.
Um, that's where I am emotionally. Where this negative self-talk, I would never say the things that I think about myself to a stranger on the street.
Oh, yeah.
And
That's
so
powerful.
even to where like the other just this past weekend, it was it was bananas. I don't know how, but I misplaced my debit card from a drive-through Starbucks to the grocery store. I did
Uh-oh.
not ever get out of my car. Um, it disappeared. Like like when Thanos, have you seen that on the end games where Thanos snaps his fingers and things go into dust? Like somebody snapped their fingers and my debit card was like dust.
I love
So
how
I'm
you
kind
brought
of in
Avengers in here. Good job.
this table really like that.
Yeah.
So I was like, what the heck? Like I hate when I'm like this. I hate it that I can't do this. And I'm just like blah 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 blah. So we go to the grocery store after that, and I'm trying to find, because we're going to talk about this in a little bit, but I am also like being smart about this coronavirus nonsense. And so I did my Mucinex, I did my Clorox wipes, all of these things, new thermometer, like I did all of it.
Hmm.
I cannot find the bag. So I am telling myself, you are crazy. Like, why do you behave like this? What do you
Oh,
like? And I'm just in this whole like self. Do you want to know what happened?
yes, I
One,
do.
my debit card really lost. Like, I don't know what happened. Like, I literally got a new one. So I don't know about that one. But I'm piling it on, from the debit card to the grocery bag, blah, blah, blah. Thomas Francis, who I am wildly crazy about,
Yes, you should be.
left. Yes, I know. I for sure am. um, he packed the cart and he forgot the bag. So when I called, they were like, oh my gosh, yep, we know exactly who you are. You forgot that bag.
Oh, so it
And the
wasn't even
whole
you.
time I'm like, you're crazy. Yeah. So this whole thing, so I'm going back to it to go, don't, you're not crazy.
Yeah,
You're fine. So the kindness to myself,
gotcha.
being kind, you know what? Because if I want to be done for the day and pour a glass of wine, I'm going to be done. No, I really
I
am.
know.
And like, if I wanted, like if I need to like stop and just go for a walk instead of doing all, like, that's what's good for me.
Hmm.
I'm going to go for a walk. If I don't want to respond to a text or an email because it's going to put me in a place,
Hmm.
I don't have to.
Yeah.
So just this kindness to myself, like that's where I'm at
Yeah.
in that space.
I completely agree with you, and I'm just going to keep that ball rolling of I guess just knowing what you need, being
Yeah.
emotionally aware and emotionally intelligent enough to just know what you need, even when you may not be in a correct space. With like
Yeah.
going through the whole, um, I'm very keen emotionally of where I'm at.
Mm-hmm.
One, mostly because I'm not an extremely one dynamic or the other type person. I'm pretty,
Yeah. It's kind of steady.
yeah, pretty steady with that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so when I am really off, it's very easy for me to tell. So like
Yeah.
the post pregnancy, I never got praise the Lord. And my mom was watching me like a hawk to make sure. But
Yeah.
the whole postpartum thing
Yeah.
wasn't an issue for me.
Yep.
Um,
Good.
and yeah, super thankful for that. Like I am not taking that
Hmm.
for granted nor lightly.
No, not at all.
Um, but but still, like your hormones are off, and so I knew, I knew that when I would be upset about something that wasn't that big of a deal, or I would just react differently than normal. Like I could even say
Hmm.
like I know that this is really pissing me off, and this is really uh I just can't help the way that I'm reacting right now, even though I know that it's ridiculous. Like I can just even
Yeah.
say that. Um, but just being that, then fast forward to now where it's like I'm not to that extreme by any means, but it's just like I know what I need, and if it's
Mm.
to vent for a while, just I can vent, but knowing that
Yeah. Yeah.
um it may be a little bit tilted because of gone into labor, or it could be something simple as like I'm about to explode. I have a screaming child in my hands, and the phone is ringing, and the
Yeah.
food needs to be done, and the laundry is done, and I just need to go for a walk. I need to get out of the house, and it's sunny. So, Antoine, get your
Yeah.
ass back home. I need to get out of here, type thing. Like, just knowing what you need and being okay with it, I think emotionally is just being in a healthy spot to not feel bad about it, just to not feel bad about what you actually need, to be able to put the words to it, to be able to ask for it, and then move on. And then when you're done, you can be back to who you really
Jump
are,
back in
and
it.
yeah, just jump back in, and you're
Yeah.
you're good. So I agree with
Well,
you. Go ahead.
I think as a new mom, that you are in that place is so healthy because we kind of, I mean, even having grown children, we kind of lose ourselves in our kids.
Mm-hmm.
And so, because their needs and their demands and all of those things. So, for you to already have this mindset of like, I'm so aware and I know, and you haven't, like, that's so smart and that's so healthy. And I'm just really proud of you for that.
Well, thank you. I can
Good job, B.
definitely see though being lost in your children. I'm
Yeah.
not saying that I have that down. I'm just saying
No, for
there are times
sure.
when I just know what I need at that given time. But with
Yeah.
that being also said, like I don't the things that I guess that once were super fun for me, or like because I'm an extremely outgoing person and extroverted,
Sure.
and it's really not. I really don't want to do anything like that. It's not appealing, really. So
Yeah.
it's really all about little man right now. Um,
Oh, for
but
sure
you
it
know,
is. Yeah.
so that's the
And all
emotional
of
part.
those crazy shenanigan places of you, they'll peak in just different places.
Yeah,
But I mean, your job is to feed him
keep the
and to
tiny
make
humans
sure that
alive.
he is happy. Yeah.
It really is
Like
my job.
that. You're doing a good job of that. Yeah.
Yeah, they told me like, what are you doing tomorrow? Like, what do you have? Do you have anything planned that you have to do? And I'm like, just keep the human
I
alive.
might
I mean,
shower.
yeah,
Yeah.
shower.
Yeah. Maybe.
My shower. Yeah. Gosh. Okay, so last one. The last one of
Yeah.
spring cleaning. Mentally. How are you mentally spring cleaning that beautiful head of yours upstairs?
Mm, Thank you so much. Okay, so I'm going to tell you this. Um, I have been, we've talked about, like, I've been on this journey with God, and I feel like He has been so gentle and so kind and so patient with me, right? We've talked
Mm-hmm.
about that. And um it has been um it's just been really just good, and I've processed through a lot. Also, you want to know what's really cool is I graduated from therapy last week. Yes, I
that
did.
that
Yes,
does
I did.
that means you should go to Burger King and celebrate. That's what that means.
You are right about that. My gosh.
That's huge step,
Um,
man. That's a really huge step.
oh, I like, he even said, he's like, you're not the same person who walked in here. And I was like, thank you
Good.
so much, because I don't feel like that person either. Like, I feel very much like the weight and the burden of a lot of the things that I was carrying.
Mm-hmm.
So I've done, like, when you talk about heavy lifting, like, yes. But I'm going to tell you this. So I just listened to this podcast again because, fellow listeners, just so you know, um, I am once again a road warrior, and I have a new job, and my territory is much larger than previous. So that means that I have a
Perfect.
lot more time on in my car. So I just listened to, it's the Grove podcast. It's Shelley Giglio and Louis
Hmm.
Giglio's church in Atlanta, Georgia. They have a women's podcast, and it's called The Grove. And it was Bianca Juarez Olthoff gave, it was, she was giving, she was the podcaster that day, and it talks about nothing just happens. And she brought it back to um, uh, Ruth and Naomi and Boaz. And so just kind of stay with me for a minute. So when Naomi says, and I think it's like Ruth 1, she's like, go, like, I have nothing to give you anymore. Like, my life is just, like, just go. I have been that girl where I have just said, like, like, God, actually, I have nothing. Like, like, I don't even like that, like, so many, and I'm not going to get into it, but like, so many things have really been taken from me. Like, Naomi was a widow, and also, like, her two sons were dead, and so she only had these daughter-in-laws who weren't even from her homeland, and all of these things. And so she just had come to this place where she was just like, I don't want, like, no more of this. And but God was like, there's this phrase, and it says, and like, it just happened. And so it just happened, and then all of these other things line up. And so she just talked about, like, you are not this place of your circumstance. You are not this place of your abandonment. You are not in this place. Like, there's just this second place for you. There's another place for you. And just so it happens. And so I feel like God just said to me, he was like, okay, you have been on that road. You have said over and over again, no, you're good. You're good. No more. I don't want to do this. And he's like, I've let you do that. However, it just so happens that now you're going to go into this place. Now we're going to, like, we're moving. We're going
Hmm.
into this place. And so that's where I'm at mentally and spiritually. I'm just in this place where I'm like, okay, I'm coming
And it
back.
just so happens that you graduated, like you said, from therapy. So it's like,
you know
it just kind of seems like
I
things are
know.
falling into place. Just so happens.
Just so happens.
That's really
And
neat.
so Naomi's like, I'm not, like, my life isn't bitter anymore. My life is sweet. And so I feel like God has said, like, you've lived in this bitter. You have, I mean, like, if you want to know a cynical girl,
Yeah.
you found her,
Yeah.
And that's, like, actually, that's not my natural bend or temperament at all. But I just found being cynical just helped a whole lot more than being emotionally invested in anything,
Sure.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's where I'm at, it just so happens this is where I'm going. And so um, I have, I'm just saying, like, I have an open hand, I have an open heart, and I have just this expectancy
Awesome.
of, there you
Oh,
go. Yeah.
yay, B.
Yeah.
A
So
silent clapping for you. This is amazing. Ooh, let's see where this takes us.
right. It just so
Yeah,
happens.
for real.
We just don't know.
Now take a drink of your wine.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. Okay, moving on. So
That's right.
my
Yeah. Yeah. Your turn.
my mental spring cleaning is definitely a slowing down. Everything is just
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
slowing down, and um, a more and more of a posture of being of just patience. All of it's because it's not, my life is really not about me at all. and
Right.
it's
You're
and it's just
right.
constantly giving physically. It's constantly giving
Mhm.
emotionally. It's constantly giving, and it's not on my time. It's constantly on his time, little man. So,
Yep.
um,
Yep.
mentally, it's really just the selflessness and patience. I think are the two things. It's just
Okay.
and
Yeah.
loving it. I don't mean that negatively. I
I
love
know,
it.
right? I know.
Except for when he's screaming and I just want to take a shower, and
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
it is difficult. I say this maybe sounding like it's a lot easier than what it is for me, but it is very difficult because my greatest pet peeve is wasting time, and so I have
Yeah.
this dynamic inside of my head that's like I could be getting this and done because it's
Yep.
this time of day, or while Antoine's out
Yep.
or whatever, and God's like, but that's not
Mm.
what's important right now, and this is not
Yeah.
about you. And
Yeah.
so I think spring cleaning mentally for me is just it's a sweet time. It's a sweet time, but it's also can be difficult with just selflessness and patience. Um, and I think even more, and this is maybe a natural transition into the conversation too of
Mm-hmm.
our wins and our losses.
Okay.
But it's also so much more patient because I don't want to take my newborn son out anywhere, in the
Yeah.
specifically the Seattle area because of the coronavirus that's literally started where I'm at, like where I live. It's literally started the
Yeah.
whole spread in the nation, and
Yeah.
um,
Right.
everybody has their own takes on the coronavirus, and I know that it's probably geared more towards older people. And it's like, hey, wash your hands and be smart. You don't have to make a big deal out of it, but there's a lot of people that's died, and so I guess I say natural transition because that's definitely going to be a loss of mine.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
living in this area where literally the first person that the first diagnosed
U.S.
individual in the US
Yeah.
was
Yep.
literally in Snohomish County, which is where I live, at the hospital where Antoine was taking patients when he was still working with the EMT. Like, it's just
Right.
crazy how close, we are to this whole situation. And then the first deaths have been in our area. And um,
Well, the
yeah,
first quarantine happened
the first
in
quarantine,
your area,
yes, yes. So
in the
like,
whole United
and the
States.
first
Yeah.
Costco that has sold out of food is in my area. Like, there's just
Which, let's
crazy.
just say for a minute, what?
I know, I know, I know. And
Costco?
it's just
Yeah.
nuts, man. It's just been totally crazy. So, yes, that is going to be my loss. But kind of
Yeah.
a tail end to the whole patience thing is literally like, what am I going to do
Yeah.
anyway? Like, I don't want to go out anywhere because it's not necessarily
Right.
I'm scared of it, but I'm not gonna
Well,
have
yeah, just,
this newborn get out
yeah,
and about and all this nonsense mess. So
exactly.
yeah,
Yeah.
just it's like it's
I'm going to
snowmageddon
tell
again
you
without the snow.
exactly. Like every new mom, every seasoned mom, every grandmom, everybody is nodding their head right now going, yes, we know. Like there's nothing's on your timetable anymore. And you just have this
Yeah.
like, life just gives you these crazy pauses where you are fighting it to go like, but I could, but I can't,
Yeah.
and like you're just in that place of like, oh my gosh. But nothing stops you in your tracks more than a pandemic thing
A
that's going on
pandemic
in the
with the
entire
newborn.
world. Yeah. Wow. If
Only
anything's
God.
gonna
Only God's like,
like
yeah,
test you, oh.
your first baby is going to be when the first pandemic's going to break out in your city. Like, that is
You are
hilarious to
the
me.
epicenter. Yeah.
It's just kind of,
Wow.
a sick way
Oh my
funny.
gosh.
Yeah.
So okay, wins and losses. So keep going with your loss. So you tell like people would need to know like where you live, what's going on.
So I am just north of Seattle, about 30 minutes, Everett
Okay.
specifically. And so King County is Seattle proper. And
Okay.
King and Seattle counties are the counties where the largest majority of the deaths in the United States reside, in addition to quarantines. Snohomish County,
Okay.
which is where I live, and that's just north of King County, that
Okay.
is where the first person was diagnosed and essentially brought the coronavirus, quote unquote, into the United States. Whatever that means, right?
Okay.
The first person
Okay.
that was reported, we'll say that. And so
So do we know, like, did this person travel? Did this person, was she like here? Like, do we know
I
anything about that?
believe that person traveled from China to here.
Okay. Okay.
And they quarantined him, his family, and anybody that traveled with him or that picked him up.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
and it was just ironic because Antoine received an email the day before as first responders to say, hey,
Yeah.
this is what's been going on. Make sure we take proper precautions, obviously with the masks and the gloves and washing your hands, that kind of thing. Um, and that was literally like a week before he took family leave. And it's just thanking God so much because I'm like, I wouldn't want him out there as a transporter with EMT coming home to my
Right.
newborn
Right.
son every single day. And even though he may not be
Yeah.
infected, like, it's just all that. So like the whole, it's, yeah. And I know that we're
We
not the
just
only
don't know.
ones.
I feel like it's still so unstable. Like, we do not know. And we also know that the media can be hype, or it can be,
Oh,
conspiracy. It can be all of those
100%.
things.
Like, I don't want to
Yeah.
minimize it because I know a lot of people are
Right.
sick or have lost their lives because of it. And there's so
Yeah.
many scares throughout the entire world and, massive events that have been shut down and
Yeah.
just seeing like the Pope prayed via satellite, the other for the first time.
Right. Right. On the TV.
Excuse me. So like there's just a bunch of things that's going on. And then there's the
Yeah.
other part of me that's like, just be smart, wash your
Yeah.
hands. If you're not feeling well, stay home. And I guess like the flu killed 10 times more people right last year. It's a matter of perspective, and yes, I do believe it's a media scare, but I also know
Yeah.
there's reality to it, so be smart.
So I'm going to piggyback off that. My loss is also this coronavirus.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I had a work trip get canceled for the end of the week because of it, because of St. Louis. So somebody, first case in St. Louis had it. The family was supposed to be quarantined. The dad and the other daughter, went and did events around St. Louis. So like, because I am in, a very tactile, very touch, very in your personal space. That's my profession. That's in jeopardy right now. Like, people are being very cautious, and rightfully so, because again, I don't think we know. And the one thing that I keep going back to is, like, we have antibodies for the flu. We have vaccines for the flu. We have been exposed to those viruses. This is the thing that they said, our bodies have never been exposed to something like this.
Mm-hmm.
So the instability of it gives me a pause. Am I freaking out? Not yet.
Yeah,
I'm not. Like, but I'm like, so today I went to a clinic and they wanted to shake my hand. And I said, you know what? I'm not. So
my eye doctor told me that too.
Yeah, we're having a
Thanks for understanding.
conversation, and I said, I really hope I did not offend you. I said, but here's, and she's like, I would have shaken your hand, and then I would have put on, a bacterial. And I was like, good, but I'm still not gonna shake your hand. Like, I'll wave to you, I'll pat my chest, whatever. So let me tell you, I drove home. I felt like, when somebody talks about lice and then all of a sudden you feel like you have everything. My nose started running. I like all these things. And I was like, if I am not psychosomatic right now, I don't know who else is. Yep. Oh, so I mean, it's crazy. And I think we need to be smart, but we also don't need to give in to,
Agreed.
Crazy, who knows, honestly. And yours truly likes a good conspiracy theory.
I know you do. We almost did an entire episode on conspiracy theories. I know. But that got dark real fast.
If I can tell you the rabbit holes that I have chased recently, it's not good. So anyway, so that's where I get it. So we are losing with this COVID whatever is going on, and just let that go away real soon.
Yep. So moving on to wins.
Yeah. So
because I'm hearing my son screaming out here. So wins.
Yeah.
Wins for me is he slept for 6 hours for the first time the other night, and The fact that I have a child. I mean, that's my massive win. But there's a
Yeah.
lot of wins that's happened in the last, couple of months that we've been off air. But that's got to be my biggest win. I mean, no brainer.
Hallelujah. Yes, for sure. I'm gonna say my win is my new job. And so I have some really amazing coworkers that I really do like
Oh, good.
working with, and they have been really great. Just supporters as getting started into that, because road life is really lonely, and so they've been really good to me.
Oh, yes. Perfect.
Yeah. You know what you thought I was going to say, but I didn't.
There's so many times I've wanted to say that or bring it up.
I know.
That's where you
Okay,
are.
so B, we are known for Little Did I Know.
Yeah.
So tell me, what as we start season 3, episode 37 of Good Fortune.
Yes.
What's your little did I know?
Little did I know the amount of farting that this little boy does.
Wow. That is not the truth.
I could have gone anywhere with this, but that's the one I'm picking. Little did I know the amount of farting that just makes me laugh. It just straight up makes me laugh. When I'm changing him and it's right in my face. When we're feeding, when he just wakes up at any minute, and it just makes me smile and laugh like nothing else can.
If anything says that that's your kid, I don't know what else would.
So
and
true.
A really good stretch and a really good passing of gas. Like it's delightful.
And when he smiles while doing it, it's like he's fully stretched, arms up in the air, got a toothless smile, and he's just ripping them right in my hands. I was like, oh, nothing better.
And you're like, that's my boy.
That's my boy.
Oh my gosh.
Your turn.
Oh my.
What's your little did I know for the past 2 months? 3 months.
So I'm going to tell you this, and I'm just in a good place with it, and I'm happy, but purple shampoo has changed my entire style, and I am loving it.
And it looks great.
So I have,
and you've had
my hair color's just a little bit different than anybody else's, and I am here for it. So purple shampoo is my life right now. So little did I know I would like it.
I love it. Oh, thanks, B. Thanks for that.
You're welcome. Yeah.
Oh, well, it's so good to do this again. I love
like
getting back.
The bike,
yep.
B. Like riding the bike.
I even remembered word for word without even looking at a script to begin with. It really is like riding a bike.
Yeah. Well, listen, your little babe needs you. So go love on that babe.
He does.
And then
he doesn't need me. He needs the boobs. Let's be honest.
Go give him your boobs. And we'll be back next week for episode 38.
Oh, I love it. You can find us at Little Did I Know on social medias.
You're right. And on the socials, we're there. Yeah. We'll do better. But yeah.
I'm Shauna Zolman-Mahaley.
And I'm Stephanie K. Parks.
Love you guys. Good to do this again. Bye.